So you found the perfect Disney Vacation Club listing, you've made an offer, or you want to make an offer, but you've heard a term called right of first refusal and you're unsure what that means. So in this video, I'm going to dive in, explain what the right of first refusal is, how it can affect any transaction, buyer or seller, as well as the process in which that right of first refusal takes place. You might have heard this term as the ROFR monster or ROFR or right of first refusal. So let's just dive in and take the mystery out of this process. What is right of first refusal, or ROFR? Essentially, it's a clause that Disney has where they can decide to buy back any package that's sold on the secondary market, or even if it's a private transaction between two people, Disney has the option to buy back that package under the terms of that agreement. Before a contract can officially transfer to a new owner, Disney has the first right of refusal to review that and decide if they want to buy it back themselves. How does the right of first refusal process work? So if a buyer makes an offer, seller counteroffers, buyer then accepts the counteroffer, now we have an agreed price. Or maybe the buyer just says, you know what, I like that listing, I'm going to buy it at the list price, no negotiation. So there's an agreement that's reached, and then once that agreement's reached, contracts are sent out to buyer and seller for signatures, and the buyer would send in a deposit. So once there's signatures that have been signed, sent back to the office, seller sends their information in, so everything's all set with the transaction, we then submit the package to Disney for their review. Now, when Disney reviews a contract, they're looking at the sale price, they're looking at the use year, the home resort, the number of points, are there bank points, are there current points? So they're reviewing all parts of the contract. They're just checking to see if everything's correct, if the owner's the owner, the contract number's correct, points are correct, but also determining, do they want to buy that property back themselves? Based on price, use year, location, points, they're going to determine, do we want this or do we want to allow it to resell? So usually the process takes anywhere from 7 days all the way to 30 days, but there's no finite defined days. It's really depending on how long Disney needs to review the agreement. There's been contracts waived very quickly and some that have taken well over 30 days. So what happens if Disney decides to exercise their right of first refusal and buy the property back? So that's known as a buyback, and unfortunately it's the worst part of our job, and we have to reach out to our buyers and break the bad news. So if Disney decides to step in, we would contact you, the buyer, let you know Disney's buying it, and offer 3 different options. One, you can have 100% refund on your deposit, so no penalty, no fees, no nothing, you would just receive your money back. The second option would be we find you something else. You know, maybe we have another listing that's a great option and you prefer that, so you end up buying a different package and your deposit can be applied towards that purchase. The last option would be the title company can hold your deposit and we just try and find you something else within the next few days. Again, you can have a full refund or you can leave it in escrow and then we just try and find another option for you. And at some point, if we find an option, great, your deposit's already there. If we, in a couple days, don't find what you're looking for and you decide, you know what, send me my money back, that's fine too. So what happens if Disney waives right of first refusal? Well, it's a celebration because Disney is not stepping in. They've waived their right, so they're issuing a non-buyback waiver. And so the title company will start preparing closing documents. The waiver is emailed to our office as well as the title company. We notify our clients the great news that everything's passing through Disney's process. The title company will prepare closing documents. We'll get an estoppel report from Disney, which is basically to show any encumbrance or any issue that the seller has in terms of maintenance fees that are owed or mortgage payment or whatever the case. They're just going to get a report from Disney. And then the title search is also ordered. So all of these things happen very quickly once Disney waives their right of first refusal. And then title company will email a set of final documents to both buyer and seller. Seller does have to set up a remote online notary, or you can take the documents to a notary and have them done in person. But basically, we're at the tail end of closing once Disney issues the waiver. So it's time to celebrate. Disney's not buying it back, so everything's moving forward and that property is about to close. So how common is right of first refusal? How often does Disney buy back a property? So it's fairly uncommon. Typically less than 5% of the packages that we resell are bought back. And we've been in business for over 30 years. So we do keep track of all the buybacks we've had over the years. And those numbers, they fluctuate. Back in 2022, Disney was buying close to 15% back, which is a very high number and the highest we've ever seen. But currently, and most of the time, it's less than 5% of the transactions being resold. So you have a 95% chance of passing that process. We try to guide every buyer as well as seller to avoid Disney's right of first refusal process. There are companies that have a higher number of buybacks because they don't advise in a certain manner, so it triggers Disney sometimes. So we try to advise buyers, where a safe number should be, sellers as well listed above this number to try and avoid Disney stepping in. So we are trying to help buyer and seller avoid that part of the process. It's the worst news. Buyers do not want to hear Disney bought back their property, and I don't think sellers do either. So we always try to price the package to avoid Disney stepping in. Usually we're within a couple dollars per point, sometimes $1 or $2. There is no finite number. Disney does not tell us what they're going to buy a package back for. So we monitor the market. We make sure that we price these properties accordingly to avoid that right of first refusal buyback. How can the timeshare store help you? Well, we specialize in Disney Vacation Club. That's all we do. So for over 30 years, we sell Disney packages, and Disney's even told us we sold the first one back in 1994. So we're like the granddaddy of all DVC resale companies and specialize exclusively in Disney Vacation Club. So how can we help you? It's just expertise. Our team, we have 6 agents. They all specialize in Disney Vacation Club, all of which have over 20 years with the company. That's how dedicated our team is. There's one agent with 15 years, but everyone else over 20 years. So we all have expert knowledge to help you find the perfect listing, make a reasonable offer that should pass Disney's right of first refusal process, as well as sellers, trying to advise sellers to avoid this process. Again, there are companies that will undersell packages. Disney steps in, the broker still gets paid. They don't care if Disney buys it or not, because at the end of the day, they still get the commission on the transaction. Our goal is not to just get commissions. Our goal is to help a client get the property and feel great about the transaction, knowing that they got a good price, seller sold it at a good price, and Disney did not step in and interfere with that transaction. So how can we help you? Let our team, our expert DVC sales agents help you with questions, details, information. There's no pressure. That's another thing, is our team is very good with just being real and answering questions and helping you, find the right listing and narrow down what's best for your family and your needs. So that's how we can help you. Visit the link below to read our full breakdown of the right of first refusal process so you can feel confident as a first-time DVC buyer.